We are getting a decision now out of this high-stakes CDC meeting to change guidelines for the MMR vaccine, measles, mumps, rubella for kids, basically saying they should all be separate, not one combined shot. You see the meeting happening there, the advisory committee made up of all new members, handpicked by the health secretary, meeting at CDC headquarters just months after Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. fired everybody who used to sit on that panel. And that was controversial. That remains controversial. These replacements that he picked met with backlash. The American Academy of Pediatrics calling his choices a radical departure from this advisory committee's mission. This meeting, it's over the course of 2 days, so it's today, it's tomorrow. It's happening just one day after these two women, one the ousted CDC director, another resigned in protest from her job, sounded the alarm about Kennedy's leadership in a dramatic congressional hearing. Aaron Gilchrist is in Atlanta for us tonight, and this decision has just come in, right? The first of potentially several decisions related to vaccines for kids, for everybody, et cetera. Help us understand it.
So, Hallie, this day ended with a notable amount of confusion. At first, there were supposed to be two votes today on the hepatitis B vaccine and on the MMRV vaccine. The hepatitis B vaccine that vote was delayed until tomorrow after there was some confusion about whether the original delay was going to be a delay or not. Ultimately, it was delayed until tomorrow. So then there was the vote on the MMRV vaccine that essentially would change the recommendation. As it stands right now, there's a recommendation for children to get that vaccine starting at 1 year old, the MMRV combo vaccine for measles, mumps, rubella, and chickenpox, or they can get the MMR and the chickenpox vaccine separately. That's the current recommendation. This new one would say that the MMRV vaccine would only be for kids starting at 4 years old. So that is what passed today, changing that language so that the MMRV is for kids starting at 4 years old. There was a second vote on this topic, and that applied to the language that the Vaccines for Children program uses. So all these vaccines have to be paid for somehow, right? This is a government program that pays for vaccines for kids. The vote on that resolution was to not change the language for that particular program. So that means kids who currently are vaccinated with the MMRV vaccine under that program will still have the vaccine paid for. Kids who are under different government programs, CHIP, for example, they would not, based on the recommendation from this committee to the CDC director, who still has to sign off on all these things. So there's your confusion there, and I'll throw another curveball at you. Early this morning, the trade association that represents the insurance companies, the major insurance companies in this country, said that they were getting out ahead of the vote today. They say they are still going to cover all shots for kids under the guidelines that exist right now. And they will do that through the end of next year, regardless of what vote comes out of this committee today and whatever changes the CDC may sign off on, Hallie.
Okay, so this is... the quiz will be in 25 minutes. Wait, let me just say it back to you and help us. It seems like the bottom line is this will trickle down. People should still, I presume, talk to their pediatricians, talk to their doctors for guidance, right? With all of this new stuff in place. And then second, it's the how do you pay for it that's also at issue here. And to your point here, there are steps being taken by some of these outside groups now to make sure that folks are covered, at least for the time being.
Yes, you're absolutely right. That's essentially what it is. And some of the confusion that we saw today was really amongst the doctors and scientists who were in the room. Some were joining on Zoom or whatever the connection was here. And so that's where some of the confusion stood. We understand from the CDC that there'll be a written version of the decision that came out today that we should expect the next few hours that perhaps will offer some more clarity about what happens going forward. And then tomorrow, of course, Hallie, the COVID-19 vaccine will be the topic of the day. The entire day focused on that. And then there will be a vote on any potential changes that may happen with the recommendation from this immunizations panel. Hallie.
So you're saying we'll see you again in 24 hours from now. Aaron Gilchrist, we'll have our cheat sheets ready. Thank you very much for breaking down all the developments today in Atlanta.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.